So, hello everybody, a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zones. And we do have people who've signed up from around the globe, so very welcome to everybody. And it's our regular monthly podcast series from AlgoDynamix, where we invite the experts from the financial services industry, and then obviously, around the globe. So I think it's a delightful event, and thank you for joining us. The replay will be available on YouTube and Spotify, and probably also Apple. So there we go. So there'll be a replay session. So welcome. So first things first, let's do a quick audio check. So Jimmy, can you hear us? Is this working?
Yeah. Hello.
Brilliant, actually. Good. Thank you, Jimmy. And then Jimmy, just a quick reminder, where are you dialing in from? Because I love these podcasts. So.
Oh, I'm calling from Hong Kong.
Brilliant, Hong Kong, actually. And then you're just back from San Francisco, so we'll cover that. And then Tarun, over to you. So just a quick audio check. Is that working? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can, Jeremy. Yeah.
Brilliant. And then Tarun, you're opposite time zone, aren't you? Where are you dialing in from?
Yeah, I'm based in Toronto, in Canada.
Canada. I thought I'd bring this up, everybody, just to sort of emphasize the global nature of these events and finance. By the way, finance is a 24/7 endeavor, even more so with crypto. So welcome both, and welcome to everybody for joining us. So Jimmy, so there's a few topics we'd like to cover, but I think just first things first, you've slightly leading question as I do. Jimmy, you're just back from San Francisco and now back in Hong Kong. So my opening question is, which is one better than the other, Jimmy? How do you want to phrase this diplomatically versus San Francisco versus Hong Kong? So go ahead.
Yes. So like Hong Kong versus San Francisco, like it's a classic showdown, I guess. Honestly, I love both cities for like very different reasons. So in the past few weeks, I spent some time in San Francisco. I'm attending an entrepreneurship courses at Draper University in Silicon Valley area, and which was a really amazing experience. And it was all about like learning to think as a founder, like embracing the risk and experimenting fast, building resilience. And what I've observed is really vibrant and a bit wild compared to Hong Kong. From my experience, it's really more fast-paced and finance-driven environments. And especially Draper, like I got some hands-on with lean startup methods, pitching ideas and collaborating with entrepreneurs from around the globe, people from the Caribbean area, like Mexico, Colombia, Spain, German, like Asia. So yeah, it was really fascinating experience for me. And I really opened my eyes to a mindset needed to innovate and scale business in uncertain markets like asset management and crypto.
No, it's good to hear that, actually, because I think experience, my end experience on both ends, and Hong Kong is already very vibrant, by the way. I think just make sure that doesn't get understated, actually. But interesting, very very good feedback. So listen, Jimmy, your show. Listen, I think we've been doing stuff together for a while now. You're running a crypto operations. There's equity too, so there's a lot going on your side. Maybe just taking a step back, how and where did it start, Jimmy? Because this was not overnight, was it? I think this has been going on for a while. So just take us through your journey. How did you get to where you are today? So
right. So it's a long story, but I'll try to break into some pieces. So yeah, my journey started from a deep curiosity about how things works. Whether it was the laws of physics or complex systems or the risk hidden in the uncertainties. And growing up, I was really fascinated by the science of mathematics, which naturally led me to study nuclear risk engineering at CDU. And it wasn't just about the numbers or formulas. It was all about the understanding the world of the world at a fundamental level and how to make decisions under uncertainty. And alongside these technical foundations, I could have developed some growing interest in finance, naturally, because I was living in Hong Kong. And I realized that financial markets are, in many ways, just like complex systems governed by the patterns, behaviors, and risk. So this intersections of engineering and finance sparked the passion that has driven for me ever since. So my academic path was really enriched by opportunities that shaped both my professional and personal growth. So from the entrepreneurship programs that I take at Draper and the Cambridge and exchange from UBC as well, studying about mechanics and ethics. and I sought out like experiences that really expanded my perspective beyond textbooks. And those crucial moments really taught me the value of creativity, adaptability, and thinking beyond the conventional boundaries. But no journey without its actually a challenge.
Yes.
So balancing rigorous studies with like work experiences, internships across diverse fields, from Deutsche Bank as a trading jobs and HSBC in a global risk team, and even like in the reinsurance at Munich Re, taught me some resilience and discipline. Each role was really a stepping stone, helping me to build a toolkit of skills and insights. That's where I learned how to analyze risk, not just theoretically, but in the real world context, where decisions affects the people, like lives and livelihoods. And yeah, moving forward, like one of the most exciting chapter that has been my involvement with AlgoDynamix and founding the Jacobian Capital. That was it. And here, like I combine my engineering rigor with my financial passion to manage the crypto and equity balanced portfolios, a space that is very fast. And
I think if I could briefly interrupt you, I think we'll come back.
Yeah, please.
It's probably worth for a quick disclaimer. Actually, I think we should have mentioned that at the beginning. So there'll be a proper investor roundtable session later on.
Right.
I think it's I think it's Sunday. When is it, Jimmy? I think it's Sunday.
It's 21st of September.
21st September, 8:30 p.m. So there'll be a formal invitation. There's probably time for a disclaimer to that. This is it's an overview session. It's your journey, Jim. It's absolutely fascinating. It's not a solicitation. We're not encouraging anybody to sort of invest in some of your products. So this is just a sort of overview session. I think it's important to get that one. But I mean, fascinating journey. I think with your your nuclear physics engineering background, I think that's probably the ultimate in terms of risk and safety, isn't it? I don't think you get a higher sort of level than that, don't you? And then you've got the banking experience and the risk experience, so fascinating. I'm going to slightly fast forward because I think we met in Cambridge a few years ago. I think one of the big, lots of big highlights, but I think one of the big one with you and your co-founder, I think there was a family office competition about 2 years ago, Jimmy. Is that correct? I think it was about 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was happening 1.5 years ago. Yeah, 1.5
years. And you guys, was it top prize, isn't it? You absolutely smashed everybody, and it was it was developing trading algorithms, and you guys sort of took the top prize. Is that a good summary, Jimmy? You maybe just want to tell us a bit more about the event.
So, just to briefly introduce, so like Jacobian Capital, we were teamwork led by Jacobian. And we participated into 2024 Cash Algo Trading Challenge, was hosted by one of the biggest family office in Hong Kong. And we were like the chart champion for the best returns and best Sharpe ratio.
Wow.
And there was a lot of 100 global teams attended this events. And our strategies was really simple, backed by the powerful engines provided from the AlgoDynamix. And we tried to tilt it for maximizing the. That's how we got it. Yeah.
Impressive. So once again, 100 global teams around the world, and you guys all smashed it. So congratulations on that one. So, and I think going back to the sort of juxtaposition, the comparing the Bay Area with Hong Kong, I think there's still more family offices actually per capita than the West Coast Bay Area. I don't know about the statistics actually, but you're obviously in a very good place, Jimmy. So I think that's all good then. So then I guess, at some point, with your, dare I say, Jimmy, with your more traditional banking background, crypto sort of started appearing then. Was that a smooth transition? Did you readily adopt it? Or what was your experience when you sort of started trading crypto?
Well, I would say I was always fascinated about the new different kind of assets, and crypto was a big thing in 2010, like 2015 to 2018. So I had a kind of really glimpse of memories that I was trading a Bitcoin back in the time, and it was a really low price, around only $100 something, and I wish I could have saved some of it, the portions, but yeah, so I think always trying to getting intentions or trying to be really vigilant into what are the new asset classes that rise are one of the key things, are the key insights what all the investors have to equip. And yeah, crypto now, it's a really big thing. A lot of investors are looking forward to it. And the portions market size has been growing a lot, and a lot of asset management also including crypto as one of the proper asset classes in their portfolio, and which going to yield like more than 5 to 10% of the extra returns, which is statistically proven. So I think crypto is a really big thing, and I always going to be interested into it and stay up to date.
No, absolutely. I mean, we're obviously on the same page here. I mean, not everybody is, but that's fine. I don't think we're here to sort of convert people, but I agree more than anything else. It's not going to go away. Let's be clear about this. And then, depending which jurisdictions, but I think Hong Kong's. I mean, regulators are generally very, very pro crypto in that part of the world. Actually, Jimmy. So once again, you're well positioned and you know what you're doing then. So, but yeah, no, absolutely fascinating. So I think you touched upon the extensive expertise, and then something you guys are doing which we haven't. I mean, we've sort of seen it in and out across our global customer base, but I think you guys sort of definitely pioneered it. So it's combining it, actively combining it within the same portfolio, Jimmy. That I think that's definitely one of your Jacobian unique angle. Can you just take us through that gently about how do you trade crypto and equities and rebalancing the same portfolio? Because it's not easy, by the way, in case you thought about it. So just take us through it gently, Jimmy. Just gently, sort of, just how did you get there, and what are your results to date? So if you can share some of this.
Right. So what we do here is basically we automated the whole process into an algorithm, into trading strategies. So basically, So we try to combine the conventional intuitive side of the trading strategies into more machine learning stuff. So because crypto, one thing that people are unaware is that it's open 24/7.
Yes.
So in this kind of trading environments, some kind of black swan happen when people go to sleep, right? And we want to prevent that, and we want to ensure the adequate, the promised amount of the returns with a steady slope of the growth in our portfolio, in our return basis. And we try to come up with the algorithm backed by the machine learning and the clustering methods, and try to adjust it and tilt it based on input a lot of different data and parameters and tweak it, make it happen, and receiving the returns based on
that one. No, it's good. Very impressive performance. It's dare I say, thinking slightly out of the box, actually, Jimmy. But I think remarkable job on that one. So, but yeah, no, good. I think that's exciting. So, anything else? This is more of a futuristic question, actually. It's not part of the script, so this is you know me, right? I'm sometimes unscripted. Where do you see this going? Because listen, I think we all agree, crypto's not going to go away. Imagine 10, 20 years from now, what do you think? What do you think a typical portfolio would look like? What do you think the financial system will look like? And once again, this is a slightly unscripted question, Jimmy. So thinking out of the box. What's the possibility? What could happen 10, 20 years from now? So yes.
Right. So I want to bring the recent market data, what I've researched about in the past few days.
Yes.
So crypto is already really popular in Hong Kong. At almost 20% of the population is already actively engaging in cryptocurrency trading or investments. And I think the Trump administration also has passed the regulations about the crypto. It's got 401k legislations.
Yes.
And it's basically adopted into one of the legit asset classes. And a lot of the large asset management firms, such as BlackRock or Fidelity, State Streets, they've been also involved with cash into the crypto world. And it's a bit if idea. So right now, US dollar is the main currency. It's a fiat currency in this world. But crypto, it's trying to overtaking it. So all the institutions are trying to migrate. Is actually the crypto, the money is also backed by the US Treasury bonds.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say as long as the institutions are trying to take over this market shares and see the upsides, it's going to last for a longer period. And the market is already capitalizing, exceeding more than 30 billion in Hong Kong. And I can see a lot of upsides from other cities as well. And the local firms are also growing, according to SFC, which is also called by the Securities and Futures Commissions.
Yeah.
And it say that like there's over 60 local firms now licensed for the digital asset classes, which is only happening within 3 years. So
Impressive, actually. But it is actually looking at the whole geopolitics, actually. I think it's because I wouldn't say it's contentious, actually, but sometimes the argument, if it's not Hong Kong, it's Singapore. And I disagree with, by the way. I don't know, Jimmy, what your views are. Allegedly there's migration of wealth to Singapore, but I don't know. Anything you want to share on that front or not? What are you seeing between the two APAC centers here?
Well, I would say Singapore is also one of the strongest financial hub in Asia, definitely, because Singapore have a lot of connections with the Southeast Asia. But Hong Kong's strategic location and connectivity to the mainland really provides some unique access to the vast regional markets, making it a natural gateway for the crypto ventures targeting the Asia-Pacific users. And the cities like deep financial expertise, like combining the traditional financial landscape, really combined with advanced infrastructures and supports growing ecosystems of crypto exchanges, custody providers, and the blockchain developers are all out there. So I would say Hong Kong could be one of the really powerful city in terms of the crypto landscape.
Yeah, no, I think we're on the same page. I mean, I guess we have strong views and biases, actually, but I think the history, the trade, the finance in Hong Kong, I mean, that's just not going to go away, is it? And you're saying it's the access to mainland here, so mainland China, so remarkable. So listen, happy days ahead. I think you're very, very sort of, pleased to be sort of, doing stuff together, and absolutely crypto is not going to go away. I think you mentioned an important point too, actually, about, if you look at the major cryptocurrency pairs and we talk about stable coins briefly, it's still very much US dollar tied. And once again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but do you think that's going to change anytime soon, or are we going to essentially remain US dollar backed, if that question makes sense?
I see. Well, I mean, I want to actually ask you back this question.
Good one, Jimmy. Good one.
Do you have other opinion? Like, if it's not US backed by, then like, what could be the bedrock of whole crypto world? Yeah.
Good answer. Really good question. I don't listen. I think we're on the same page here. US dollar, and then Treasury back to you, by the way, with the 2 and 10 Treasury notes from the US. So I think it's still very much a US story. I don't see that changing, actually. I mean, good or bad. I mean, whatever, geopolitics. But I think it's the case now, and it's probably before my time, Jimmy. It might be before your time. But I think long time ago, the Hong Kong dollar was pegged to the US dollar, right? I think that's changed, but that was back in the days, right? So it's all tied back then. So yeah, listen, I don't know. I think all things being equal, it's very much a dollar story, I think, anyway. So that's a dollar and a crypto story. I think they're probably the two things. I think Tarun's probably going to join us in about 5 minutes. He can give us the North American, he can give us the Canadian perspective, actually. I think that's on that one. So good. Thank you, Jamie. I have to money and geo and everything goes together. So I think we sort of cover these topics. Final topic, and we sort of vaguely sticking to the program there. Anything you want to share? Because you've been doing equities, you've been doing crypto. Any gotchas, any tricks of the trades that you've learnt dealing with crypto on a global basis? So any tidbits of knowledge you want to share with us? Keep in mind that we're all crypto traders, but what's been the most revealing maybe in the past few years that you've been doing this?
I see. Well, I think I would like to spend some time for really talking about like what I do here. I mean, what we do here at Jacobian Capital. I want to touch down some parts. So Jacobian Capital is which are co-run alongside with AlgoDynamix. We specialize in navigating this like whole demanding landscape. So basically analyzing about what's going to be the supply and demands in the crypto area. And our approach leverage some advanced algorithmic strategies and the real-time data analytics which I've mentioned about when I was talking the 24/7 basis presence, and the robust risk management frameworks and some analytical, rigorous jobs, the designs, all the magics happen, and we operate continuously across multiple time zones and all different kind of asset classes, including cryptos and U.S. equities mostly. And we'll love to invite more people.
Yes, so there is the investor roundtable. Actually, I think we can sort of follow up on that one. I think that's on that one. Yeah, but global operations. I think that's on that one. And then I think just without going to sort of too nitty gritty, but I think global operations, global presence. I think already commitments from the Middle East. I mean, don't have to share the details, Jimmy, but growing nicely, aren't you? I think you're doing.
But I think I do have some advice that I would like to give for the new investors. Someone who's looking forward to build this hybrid portfolio, including the crypto. So my key advice is really for new investors is to approach the hybrid portfolio with a clear focus on diversifications and the risk management perspective. Because crypto assets can really offer the high growth potential, but they come with some significantly higher volatility and regulatory uncertainty compared to other traditional asset classes. So I would say start by allocating the modest portion of your portfolio, typically around 10 to 20%, maximum 20%, and to crypto depending on your risk tolerance. And we really recommend to use some quantitative tools and models to understand the correlations or pair tradings and adjust allocations dynamically rather than making a static bets, because that's where all the traders are losing money. And it's also crucial to and custodians and stay really informed about the regulatory developments. And it's going to be best if you could leverage the algorithmic strategies and behavior forecasting like what we do at AlgoDynamix. It's really going to help identify the momentum shifts and manage the exposure intelligently. So yeah, finally, I would say just maintain a long-term perspective, and crypto market can be a bit noisy and volatile in a short run, but discipline and the data-driven portfolio construction, combining the old world and the new world assets like equities, bonds, cryptos, can really improve the risk-adjusted returns over time.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Actually, I think good summary actually, and the behavioral aspect. It is very much a behavioral asset class, isn't it, crypto? But it needs to be tamed, as you say. So it's definitely an algorithmic play here. Obviously, we're talking our own books here, but yes, it is a volatile one, right? So it just needs careful consideration. So good. Thank you, actually. So good. Thank you, Jimmy. So I think we've covered most of the topics. I've got a few more questions, but we'll probably take a short break actually, as is typical for these podcast series. And Tarun, if you're there, if you want to just briefly unmute yourself, because Tarun, very fortunate, in also overseeing Hong Kong. He has global overview, so he sort of sees what's happening around the world. We've got quite a few different crypto fund partnerships. So Tarun, you just want to unmute yourself and let us know what you're seeing from your end, and then we can sort of open it up for wider questions. So Tarun, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Hi, everyone. My name is Tarun, president of AlgoDynamix North America. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I manage and oversee our North American business here at the company. As Jeremy mentioned, a lot happening since our last podcast. We've signed up another partner in the UK, QStrat. It's a startup asset management firm. They'll be running a number of funds with us using our technology. In Texas, we have a partnership with Gorham AI. I think I've spoken about this previously. It's a startup AI firm, and they'll be launching a long-short crypto fund with us in the coming months. And then we still have our AI equities fund in Silicon Valley with R42. That fund uses our technology to outperform the S&P 500. And then, of course, we have our partnership with Jacobian Capital in Hong Kong. We'll be having an investor roundtable, I believe September 21st. I think that's a Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Hong Kong time. So that should be, I think, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. And for those of you who don't know too much about our company, we're a UK-based data analytics firm. We provide price forecasting for the financial markets. We cover all the major asset classes, crypto, equities, and commodities as well. If you want to try out our software, I talk about this on every podcast. We still have our ongoing 3-month trial package. The cost is $3,500 US, and it includes analytics for 10 cryptocurrencies or analytics for 20 stock symbols if you're trading equities. And it's a pretty comprehensive package. We include some additional services as well, such as backtesting, sample portfolio construction, trading ideas, and support. And then if you wanted to co-launch a new hedge fund with us, we have a fund management business where we co-launch new equities funds, commodities funds, crypto funds. Jacobian is an example of one of our partnerships that we have globally. And broadly speaking, the way it works is we build you a ready-made investment portfolio that you can then take to investors. And if you wanted some more information about the company, our software, how to start a fund with us, just reach out to either Jeremy or myself. You can reach Jeremy at algodynamix.com, or you can reach me at tarun@algodynamix.com. I guess that's about it for me. I'll send it back over to Jeremy. Thanks.
Brilliant. Thank you, Tarun. Tarun, you're in this very nice, fortunate position. You have visibility around the world, right? Literally from Hong Kong to California and Texas and UK and Middle East. So there's lots going on there actually. So absolutely fascinating. So, and then just to summarize, so yeah, we have the fund partnership. Jacobian's one example, and we just got the analytics evaluation, which is just if you want to try our software. So that's on that one. So, okay. So, Jimmy, I think you're still there. Tarun, since you're on the line and you're in North America, I think open question, you having visibility. I think one of the topics with Jimmy was that, crypto is still, when you think about it, it's still sort of, US dollar denominated in that sense. And I think you're sharing that view. Is there any different views from Canada, or is it just still sort of US denominated, if that question makes sense?
Yeah, I think you're asking is, do we kind of foresee the US dollar as remaining the reserve currency?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've seen any evidence to the contrary. Obviously with the new administration, there's been a lot more clarity in terms of crypto regulations, and I think that portends very good things for the asset class. I think there'll be a lot more bullishness in the sector, and a lot more people investing in crypto generally. And how that affects demand and supply for the US dollar, not entirely sure. But as a standalone crypto, I'm very bullish on it, and many of our clients are as well.
Oh yeah, we can see that around the world. But once again, it is a volatile asset class, with a slight disclaimer that sort of pushing our products here that without the forecasting and the risk, it becomes problematic really. So there we go. Jimmy, I think you're still there, aren't you? I think, hang on, Jimmy, are you muted? So I think there was general agreement then that so dollar's probably going to be sort of the other, the flip side of the pair of the crypto really. So I think that's on that one really. So no, fascinating. So I think we've covered most of the topics. If there are any audience questions, don't be shy, just type away. If you're feeling very brave in the audience, you can actually unmute yourself, so you can come on stage. Just be careful though, this event is recorded, so you can either type your question, or if you're feeling brave, you can come on stage. I think that's on that one. So I think one more question, and we're getting slightly, I wouldn't say off topic actually, Tarun, but it's relevant for what we're doing at AlgoDynamix. We had a quick chat before the podcast. We have used a bit of quantum computing technology. We're quite bullish about it. And Tarun, I think you're sort of tracking these stocks too, right? There was I think there was the event with the Nvidia and D-Wave. Tarun, I think that was you joined that call just before getting on the conference call, didn't you?
Yeah, from what I witnessed, just sort of as a market participant, is that there's been a huge upsurge in demand for quantum computing stocks lately. I think D-Wave is an example. Rigetti Computing, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly.
Absolutely.
That's massive explosion in terms of its share price. So yeah, I think there are a lot of there's a lot of smart money that's sort of moving into that space. Yeah.
It's fascinating area. Just a bit of background. So we are D-Wave. We still are on and off with D-Wave. So it's a I think it's Vancouver based, isn't it? Company Tarun. So annealing based, annealing based quantum computer. So we have used them before for our cloud clustering algorithms. So that's been absolutely fascinating. So good. Anyone, I think it's been a really good session. So Jimmy, since it's your session, actually, if you've got any, I think the takeaways. Obviously, we've got our investor roundtable. So get in touch if you want to invite. We'll target people separately for that one. I'm very optimistic. I'm very bullish. I love crypto. Very much on the equity side. I don't have any final words, but Jimmy, any final thoughts you want to share? And I apologize for putting you on the spot, actually, but this is your sort of very much your show. So just make sure we have covered everything. And if there's anything else you want to share with the audience before we close.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me in the show. It has been really great sharing about my journey and insights and about the Hong Kong cryptos and all different asset classes and portfolio managements and trading strategies, all different kind of stuff, like in a scratch level. But yeah, like the crypto and the financial world is really constantly evolving, and I believe that with the curiosity and passions and interest, I see a lot of upsides, and it could be one of the biggest asset classes that could take over all different markets from other shares. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this journey, how it goes, how it's going to shape the future, and I'll try to still up to date and keep tuned into it, and I would love to see more people participating in this world.
Yes, absolutely, Jimmy. Wise worlds, actually. I think just final number. Bitcoin's already overtaken silver, obviously, in terms of market cap. At this rate, I think it'll probably overtake gold, actually, quite soon in terms of total market cap. So these are just absolutely staggering numbers, actually. So good. Everyone, thank you so much. Jimmy, thank you very much. Tarun, thank you very much. Logging off now. As I said, round investor table on Sunday. We'll send out some more details and get in touch with us. And everybody, thank you all for joining us. Over and out. Thank you. Bye.